Arc 2, Chapter 5 is here. Noel and Locke's return has actually come back. We did get the Awakening Badge. The rest of the Awakening Badge, including the reworks for Locke, Aerith, Ace, not for Sarah, though. Sarah did not get a rework, but we did get a rework for those three characters, as well as their level 70 Awakenings. Aerith, Sarah, and Ace will be covered on a separate video. Sarah will be kind of just touched upon without the use of without the gain of a rework. There's not really too much of a different opinion on Sarah when it comes to like what we're talking about now, but we'll still go over her a little bit since she did get a level 70 fairly soon after her EX release and whatnot. So, but they'll be covered on a separate video. Their banner will actually be dropping, I believe it's this Sunday for us. We will be covering them then when the banner drops alongside of Aerith's brand new EX, which I will be pulling for, and the return of Ace's and Sarah's EX. But right now, we're going to focus on Noel and Locke because they're currently live right now on a banner. Locke's EX has returned, as well as his event. Not his lost chapters. His event has returned. It has reopened. His lost chapter will return in the future, respectively, as it would. Right now, it just reopened his event up to the level 50 stage, just so you can get his armor and stuff like that. The 15 CP is not available from the event, and will be able to be obtained by doing like what we usually do with the lost chapters by clearing them out. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start off with Locke. We're going to leave Noel for last. Noel, I don't know how you guys pronounce it. Tomato, tomato. I'm going to pronounce him Noel. But let's start off with Locke. So Locke did get a rework, and basically what Locke got was he got some additional usages as well as some brave damage potencies increases. Much like other characters, his C65, I believe it increases over. I didn't really look into it all that much. I'm gonna be honest. I don't really find Locke all that fascinating of a character. So I don't really know that much about him. And the C65, I just kind of forgot to look at. The rest of his abilities, though, he does get HP damage on all of his abilities, regardless. So his sneak attack, his sneak slash will do HP damage even in its base form, so you don't have to waste a turn setting that up. His mug and his, I forget what the other one is called, they do last longer, and they do apply more additional effects on top of what they already do. But that's kind of just the gist of his rework. He just has better chances. They actually added more damage when he attacks a target that's not targeting him, which was really nice. That's a nice feature considering how his character works. He's had that before, in the past, but it's nice that they had touched upon that because it's now a bigger damage increase. He does have overflow on his abilities. It's not high overflow, unfortunately, but it is still some overflow. And he has really good utility now built in with Phoenix Ray. Much like before, it's just everything is pretty much, his rework just kind of made him better. It just kind of amped up what he could do and just brought it to a new level just to prepare for his level 70, which is really nice, But how is Locke for early chaos? For early chaos, I'm gonna admit he's not that great. He's really not that. The thing with Locke is he's kind of got the Gilgamesh treatment. Whereas when he uses his abilities, he reverts back to his the weaker form of his sneak slash and shot. Phoenix Ray stays the same and everything, but he keeps reverting back to sneak slash so you could set up his next form. So it's he's constantly going back to the weaker form of his ability. But it's not really that much of an issue now that he has increased damage potencies on Sneak Slash itself. And Sneak Slash itself, even in its base form, can still overflow just a little bit. It's still nice, but what you want is what comes after. more often than not. His Mirage Dive didn't get a touch up, as per most EXs. But his Mirage Dive is actually still relatively alright EX. Doesn't do too much, just gives him a frame buff and stuff, with some decent overflow and good damage on there. But the thing is with Locke is, even with all of that he got, it's just the damage that he does just doesn't warrant the use for Chaos, pretty much. At least when early Chaos starts. Locke does get an EX plus in the future. It shows you how little I actually pay attention to him as a character. I'm actually not too sure of when his return is, but I know it is sometime in the future. I don't believe it's his Lost Chapters, because his Lost Chapter did come out before Fang, and Fang is our first Lost Chapter character to get an EX plus. So I believe he returns with an EX plus sometime in the future. Oh man, I really can't think of it. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up. We'll put it in the comment sections down below so you guys can see. But yeah, his EX Plus does return in the future, and it does make him really good. I'm gonna be honest. There isn't going to be a single character that we're going to be talking about now who does get an EX Plus in the future who are not going to be good. Everyone who gets EX Plus is great in their own regards and great with what they do. Some characters are obviously still a little bit better than the others, but it really depends on how you use them and how you run them as a team. So if you miss out on the chance to get Locke's EX, this would be a good time to pull for it now because of who else is on the banner with him. And we'll talk about him in a second. But right now, for early Chaos, it's kind of a nah, not really. He'll get you through the rest of Cosmos just as everyone else is going to. Relatively easy with this new rework. But as a start of Chaos, not so much. He's a good future investment, though. He becomes a really good character in the future with ZX Plus. So I think there's a better time to pull for him specifically. But if you're pulling for the other character and happen to get Locke's gear, hey, it's kind of a win-win. But yeah, that's it for Locke. Now let's talk about the main meat of the banner, Noel. Noel is a beast. Noel is an absolute beast. So Noel's main focus is working on breaking the target. His Tempest Strike is actually a double hit ability with Ice and Wind, which is really unique. It's really unique. And it re-breaks the target. It re-breaks the target just like Vayne. That's neat, is it not? Yeah. It re-breaks the target. It also, when Noel actually successfully breaks a target with his, I believe it's either of his abilities, he'll get access to his Brave Attack and HP Attack Plus. Don't remember the names. Shoot me. But the thing is with the HP Attack Plus, it's basically just an HP Attack Plus. It's a good ability. It actually has a really good damage potency for an HP Attack Plus. And does some brave hits in there, so it's a really good good skill to have for longevity. But his Brave Attack Plus, it has a low brave damage potency. I think it only caps like 100%, something like that. It actually will give you the ability to get a free ability usage next turn. That is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. He has some really nice auras that gives off to the party, and whatnot. His Gale Fangs is just a really hard hitting ability. His I believe it's called Meteor Strike, or something like that. I'm really awful with names, guys, if you haven't learned. But his EX is a 4 hit followed by a single target, 1 hit single target HP attack executed 4 times. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4 HP attack, 1 HP attack, 1 HP attack, 1 HP attack, which is really nice. It has a huge brave damage potency, and it gives him a frame buff that increases the party's attack and defense by 20%. Not attack and defense, attack and max brave by 20%, and further increasing his own by another 20% of attack and max brave. So That's 40% to Noel and 20% to the party, which is that's a really nice frame buff. It's kind of, it's still the usual where, when they use an EX, they get a frame buff that increases their stats and everything. We're kind of used to that at this point, but it's still really nice to have. He hits really hard. He has some great overflows on his abilities. He has plus versions of his abilities. I think he could go up to 180% overflow on his Gale Fangs, 150% overflow on his Tempest Strike. I want to say the only issue with Noel that I have noticed so far is that on his Tempest Strike and his I'm trying to think of the name, but I can't do it. The Brave Attack Plus, they do have some low Brave damage potencies compared to the rest of his abilities, which is fine. It kind of makes up for the fact that Tempest Strike has the rebreak in it, and it has 8 usages. Excuse me. But some of those two abilities do have low break damage potencies, so you really want to chalk up his attack. There are plenty of characters that can help him out with that. He has plenty of means of chalking up his own attack too. But you want to get something like attack 108s on this man. You want to get him buff. You want to get him ready to go. That I would say would probably be the only issue. Now, Noel, as an early Chaos investment, is a great choice, as a matter of fact. The fact that he has Vayne-esque rotations, where you can actually just keep pushing them back and get free abilities out of it, is really nice. It is really nice, the fact that you could get free abilities out of his Brave Attack Plus. That is one of the more unique Brave Attack Pluses in the game, and probably one of the better ones. Not only that, he pushes for really high damage as a as an early level 70 character, and he just does a good amount of stuff. And he has great auras. He's got a great frame buff he gets from his EX to the party. There's a lot of great things about Noel, and he just has the damage to actually keep up and be an asset in early Chaos. He does fall off really quickly. He's not going to last too long for a few Chaoses, but it's still better than nothing. You know what I mean? He's still an absolute beast of an option to have. So as a early Chaos character, absolutely. He does return on the Caius banner, probably about 8 or 9 months from now. It's going to be a while before we see this man again. But he does return on the Caius banner with his very own EX Plus, and it further enhances everything that Noel originally already has, and just makes him even more of a beast. So as an early Chaos character, he's a fantastic addition to your team. He's a great character. He does a lot of damage. He has a lot of utility in his Vayne-esque rotations. He's pretty much what you could be. He's literally what Vayne could be if Vayne got a early level 70. Pretty much. The only thing he doesn't have compared to Vayne, which is why Vayne is still one of the top dogs, is the no turn rate thing. Other than that, you basically have a mini Vayne going into the Chaos era and finishing off the rest of the Cosmos at level 70. And then as a future investment, absolutely, he is a fantastic future investment character, because when he does return on Caius, he, just like everyone else at that point in the EX Plus era, he's just going to be slapping him around. You're not going to run into too much trouble with this man when he gets its EX Plus in the Chaos era. Excuse me, I don't know what's wrong with me. But yeah, so Noel is a good early investment for Chaos, and a great future investment going forward. Just everything that he offers as a damage dealer is really, really nice. Locke, not so much. Locke just needs that EX Plus. He is one of the earlier characters to get it, probably about 2-3 months, maybe 4 months into the Chaos era. So we'll be seeing his EX Plus probably relatively soon. And when he does get that, that's when he'll start to shine. That's when you can start using him and everything for Chaos or whatnot. Early Chaos, it's a no-go. Noel, it is. They're both good future investments, I will say that. It's just right now, unfortunately, Locke just doesn't have the damage for what he's supplying to the party. The only thing that really makes him useful for early Chaos stuff is his Phoenix Ray, which is really good at utility and HP recovery, but it's just not enough because we do have other characters that can just do that better. Especially in the early Chaos era, like Warrior of Light. So yeah, no for Locke, yes for Noel. Both are great future investments. And yeah, that's all for these two. Like I said, I will be putting down in the comments below when Locke actually does return. My apologies for just not knowing anything about this. Pretty much not knowing just about anything about like when this character comes back or anything. I just don't pay attention to him all that much. But I did read his rework and everything. And, you know, like I said, it's a really good rework. Just not right now for Chaos. It's not the best. So yeah, that'll do it for this video, guys. Aerith, Sarah, and Ace will be getting to talking about in a few days. That's, yeah. I'm pretty sure they're dropping this Sunday with Aerith EX. Expect a pull video because I will be doing that. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.